This edition of A Woman's Place is for all of you divas, whether you're 11 or 70. We're going to be talking with self-defense expert Cole Parker about staying safe. He has an organization called Divas in Defense, and we're going to share some tips on safety as well as some safety moves. All of this and more on A Woman's Place. I invite you to join us. Mr. Parker, I'd like to thank you for being here on A Woman's Place to talk to us about self-defense and about your organization, Divas in Defense. One of the things that I really thought was very interesting when I went to your website to find out more about Divas in Defense is that your defense program is for girls and women. So tell me, what is the impetus for starting out with girls, and at what age do you actually target?
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for having us on here, myself and representing the company. But first of all, we start off at the age of 11. Reason being, young girls really under the age of 12 are highly targeted for a lot of different rape, incest situations that are very scary. And around the age of 11 is where they can really hone in, have some physical ability to defend themselves, as well as be able to comprehend what to do in case this happens. So we try to just mold them at a very young age. We have a Fight Like a Girl program, which we actually cover things of that nature, as well as bullying, cyber safety, identity theft protection, social media etiquette, and teen dating violence. But we just hone in on skills of awareness, of the right to talk. Just you'd be surprised, young girls are taught to be cute and quiet. Well, we tell them you can still be cute and quiet, but if your life is in danger or if something is happening to you bad, you need to speak up. You need to be heard.
So at what's the end range? If you start with girls at 11, you go to women at what age?
I would say as long as they're physically able. The eldest we've ever had in the class, I think she was about 69. And she was actually celebrating her birthday with us, so that was actually enjoyable. She enjoyed the class, but we've been considering senior-based training, but with the lack of mobility sometimes when it comes to physical ability, it makes it a little bit more tender in actually trying to discuss situations. So we do awareness tips for unlimited ages. But when it comes to the physicalities of it all, of course, as long as they're physically able, we're able to assist.
So when we talk about awareness, what is it that women need to know, and why is it often, I know there are many cases when I've looked at a news story, and many of us have, and we thought, well, if perhaps this would have happened, you know?
Right.
And so a lot of times being safe has a lot to do with awareness, knowing where you are, who you are with, you know, where the exit routes are.
Absolutely.
So talk to us a little bit about the importance of awareness and what does that actually mean from a self-defense point of view.
Okay, well, believe it or not, I call these things the light bulb moments. In our basic self-defense class, we cover simple things like talking to a girlfriend or a husband, walking to your car late at night. Realistically, what can they do for you except limit your vision and limit your hearing by walking with the phone to your ear? That lack of awareness makes you a potential victim. Running down the street or walking down the street with both headphones in your ear. You can't hear what's approaching. It was a guy last March in South Carolina who actually got killed by a small craft airplane that had to make an emergency landing while he was jogging on the beach because he couldn't hear that he was in danger. Leave it, knowing where you park. Oh, Jesus, remembering where you park. That is our major light bulb moment, you know, and I tell women, use technology to your advantage. Places like Atlantic Station here in Atlanta, they have B3, 76, you know, whatever it says. Send yourself a text, leave yourself a voicemail, know where you parked. There are so many crimes that happen to women, abductions, carjackings, just by not being aware of their surroundings in something as simple as a parking lot. And that can be prevented just by knowing what's going on. So we cover quite a few different tips. Is there a catch-all or a win-all or a cover-all? No, there is not. There is not. But we do want to at least open your horizons, open your eyes, and open your ears to know what's going on. If someone's walking behind you, hear a noise, turn around and face them. Don't do what you think is mind your own business and walk hurriedly to your car. No. Let them know that you know that they're there. that saves your life. These are life-saving things, not just awareness tips, life-saving. People are abducted every day. It's scary.
And you make a point, because we live in a society now where everybody is always talking.
Yes.
You know, and whether it's with your headset or with the earphones or whatever, I mean, people are not paying attention anymore. We don't pay attention when we drive. We're not paying attention when we walk. You know, and so a lot of times our awareness is eclipsed because we're not paying attention.
Absolutely, and it's like it's simple things. You know, I'm not the oldest guy out here, but I remember when the internet started. It was after college for me. Email didn't come until after college. Well, you know, I remember beepers when they came out, the pagers. Well, now we have text messaging. We have people who could go through, scroll the World Wide Web on their cell phones. They walk down the street looking at a phone, never look up. I mean, it's scary. Sometimes I want to yell and hit them over the head like Homie the Clown, just wake them up from the situation, because it's just so many times that people are putting their lives at jeopardy, but just not paying attention.
Yeah, so no, now I have to admit, I park a lot of times and don't know where I park.
Okay. All right.
So I will
Let's
remember where I park.
Absolutely.
You know, and also, you know, being out a lot of times, because, you know, we go out and we're out late at night.
Right.
You know, it's important to know where you're parking. It's important also to be in a well-lighted area. Absolutely. So that we recognize maybe we went into the mall at 5 and we come out after dark.
Right.
We need to make sure it's not going to be in some area that's secluded and dark.
Right, and we even say some things like, ask a friend, if you're with a friend who's shopping with you, hey, welcome me to my car, I give you a ride to your car. But one thing that women have that us men lack, and that's intuition.
Well, I was going to say,
if something in your stomach said is not right, listen to it. You know, I personally think that's your personal angel of protection. Listen to the voice and follow it. You know, if you have to wait a few minutes, if something about a situation doesn't look right, try your best to avoid it. If you can't avoid it by any means, like you have to get to your car because you have to go to work or you have to pick up your child, put a car key in your hand like this, hold your keys, car key out, you got a decent weapon. Your cell phone, have a cell phone in your hand, pre-dial 911. Well, now you're in a better protection, you're better prepared for any situation. You know, simple things like that could just easily assist. But the walking around, hitting the panic button, looking for your car, oh my gosh, please don't do that. You tell someone where your car is before you get there, and you look like you don't know what you're doing. Okay, easily abducted victim. Please don't do that.
And when you talked about following your gut, you know, when I'm thinking about young girls and how we sometimes train our children, you know, sometimes our children we know they have this sense, and there may be somebody that they really don't like that comes to your house.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, he's nice, you know?
Right.
And so we have to teach our children, and we have to remind ourselves to pay attention.
Absolutely.
To what our body is telling us.
Absolutely, because we all have an innate second sense. You know, I personally think, I said, it's a protective angel. Other people think it's other things. It's the voice inside their head, like the little angel, the little devil that sits on your shoulder type thing. But listen to it, because it's many times it saved me from different situations in my past. I grew up in Los Angeles. It's very rough neighborhoods that I grew up in. And just listen to that voice in my ear saved my life, I know, at least a few times. You know, it's just as simple as listening to yourself, trusting yourself, but trust yourself from an educated standpoint. Don't just, if it's 3 guys who's dressed a certain way, come on now. I mean, the trends are trends. But is there something that's really in your gut saying, hey, something is not right about that picture? Try to make alternative measures. Do what you have to do to protect yourself before you're in a situation.
Yeah, and you know, and a lot of times we look at a person, and if they're dressed a certain way, we make these stereotypes. We buy into them.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, one of the things that I guess criminals do is they play on that.
Absolutely.
You know, they play on that.
Absolutely. But what amazes you is if you actually look at the statistics, like at the United States Department of Justice, what we think is the ideal-looking criminal is really not the ideal-looking criminal. I mean, 3 out of 4 rapes on women are actually by intimate partners, someone they know directly, personally, like a family member or family friend.
Yeah.
Well, if 3 out of 4 is doing that, the jump out the bushes rapist is really the minority. So what you're looking for is really not what you should be concentrating on. You should be concentrating on protection of self, even around those who you consider loved ones.
Now, you know, when we talk about self-defense and we talk about being aware, I mean, I'm not to go out my house thinking, oh, this might be the, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, how do I prepare my consciousness for that? Because, you know, my idea is that whatever you focus on, you draw into your experience.
Absolutely.
So I am not trying to draw in any attacks or any.
Right. Well, you know, it's not so much about looking for someone to attack you as in changing your lifestyle to prevent the possibilities of an attack. For instance, look at it this way. If I give you $1,000 to dig me a ditch, or I give you $1,000 to stuff envelopes, you're going to take the stuffing of envelopes. Why? It's simpler. It's easier. Same with the people, criminals who victimize women. They look for the women who are going to be quiet, who are not being attentive, who are maybe with little children, things that they feel like I can come in, I can rob you, I can steal, I can do what I want to you, and I can get away. They don't go for the Serena Williams out there, you know. The reason why, because they look for the easier targets. The concentration is making yourself mentally not so much of an easy target.
Okay.
One, it's just simply paying attention.
Okay.
I can't stress that enough. My wife is even guilty of it. Sometimes my wife turns around, I'll be like, babe, where's your keys? She's like, 1 second. She got the purse on the hood of the car, looking for the keys. I'm like, oh, Jesus, this is the worst. And it scares me, you know? They have little purse hooks you can get now, the hook on the outside of your purse.
Yeah, I got one of them.
Pick it up.
It's
inside the purse.
It's inside the purse, and I'm like your wife. I can't find it. I don't know where it is, but it's inside.
Let's concentrate on what's not to get in the habit of hooking on her purse. Please do the same. Okay.
Okay. Now you brought some tools, I guess.
Absolutely.
These are tools of the trade.
Right.
Very feminine.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and this is what, pepper spray?
That's actually a pepper spray. This one goes on your keychain, so it hangs on your keychain. Open it up, pull this out, point and shoot.
Okay.
It clears the room.
Okay.
You know.
When you say clears the room, what it?
Like for instance, if you're in a very close quarters, I don't always recommend these type of situations. This is like if you're walking down the street, someone approaches you, point, shoot, pepper spray gets them, disables them. I mean, it's legal in Georgia.
Okay.
So these are very good for that. It's blinding.
Okay.
It burns the eyes. It messes up the respiratory system. I don't know if anyone has ever, if you ever been in a situation where the police use it, which gives it a great non-lethal weapon.
Okay.
All right. We even have cuter ones. Like this is actually the same thing.
Oh yeah, that's really cute.
Looks like a makeup or a lipstick container, but this is actually pepper spray as well.
Oh wow.
All right. And one of our.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Look at that.
Now be careful with it. Now, if you have small children, this is not a good one because there's no safety device. You pull it off.
Well, it's kind of scary too because I might think it's perfume or something.
It'll be the last time you wear it. You're like, oh, your eyes be watering. And last but not least, the cell phone I picked up earlier is really not a cell phone. It's a stun gun.
Okay.
We do have stun guns that are not so discreet, but some women, especially like the women who jog, walk at late, waitresses, very good choice for them. It's just very simple. You turn it on.
Okay.
Comes with a little safety light, so now so you can see where you're going.
Okay.
But it's going to jump now.
Oh, okay.
Over 2 million volts.
And so and I have to touch somebody.
Just touch someone.
Okay.
The benefit about it is you don't have to touch them long. They have power from like 400,000 volts to as high as 5 million volts.
Okay.
The higher the voltage, the less the touch.
Okay. Now tell me, what inspired you to start Divas in Defense?
Well, it's actually twofold.
Okay.
My younger brother, I would call him my little brother, but he's about 6'2", 280 pounds. He's massive. He does bodyguard work for John Travolta, Christina Aguilera, and things like that in Los Angeles. Well, in his downtime, I said, well, you know I love celebrity women. Teach them self-defense. We both have some martial art backgrounds. Our curriculum includes stuff like jiu-jitsu, judo, a little Krav Maga, as well as a little Kempo and Hapkido as well. Okay? You like it? Okay,
like
whatever you say.
What he said, okay.
All right. But outside of that, we both have significant others, and we both have daughters.
Okay.
And, you know, I've been in a situation where women I've dated in my past have been victims of different type of rapes, incest, abuse, things of that nature, and it's scary. I mean, when you just think about the effects on long-term lifestyles, you know, a lot of women now, they talk about, well, all these women are single in Atlanta. Well, sometimes the core issue is things that happen to them in childhood. Sometimes it could be abuse. You know, it's a very sensitive subject. If they don't look for help, then they walk around with that baggage all their lives, and it's scary. So we're just trying to prevent that. That was really our core component in this.
Well, that's great. Well, we're going to take an opportunity to go to the park.
Sounds great.
And you're going to teach me and some others a few self-defense techniques so that we can be safe for the summer.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. And so we'll go now to Piedmont Park.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, and I'll see you at the park.
Okay.
All right.
We've just run over to Piedmont Park to show you a few moves of self-defense with Cole Parker.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here and sharing with us Divas in Defense.
Absolutely.
You gave us some great advice. You know, some of the things I've been thinking about, like not waiting until I get to my car to find my keys.
Thank you.
Not to talk on my way to the car because
remembering where we parked.
Yes, remember. Yeah, that was a one that I needed to remember. But now I am all fitted out for a real demonstration. So today you're going to show us, on this segment, you're going to show us some moves of self-defense. And so that's where I'm prepared with my pink gloves and my pink helmet.
Absolutely. You're Diva ready.
Yes, I'm Diva ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, right now we're just going to cover something simple. What that is a bear hug escape. A lot of situations when it comes to abductions and things like that, people tend to try to grab you from behind, lift you, and take you elsewhere to do God knows what with you. So what we want to do is we want to put you in a position to prevent that.
Okay.
Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to simulate a bear hug situation. So this is in case someone comes behind you to try to grab you. First thing you want to do is punch at the hands with one hand. Keep punching, okay? Then you bend over, kind of thrust your body, and then come right back with your head for a headbutt to the face.
Oh.
Perfect. Wonderful. And then stump on the toe.
Boom.
And take off running. All right? That's exactly a good one that you could use for a bear hug escape. By punching at the hands, you loosen the grip. The headbutt to the face does exactly what you did to me, make you dismayed.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I really?
It's all right. I got a black eye or something. And stepping on a foot just disabled me from following you in the pursuit while you run away.
Okay, great, great. Well, you're going to continue demonstrations with my colleague, Paula Nosworthy, and you're going to show us some other moves.
Absolutely. Thank you, Paula. Right now we're about to cover with Paula in case of a front wrist grab. What we're going to do is we're going to show a simple one that will be easier to retain and one that's a little bit more complex in one of our higher classes. So first of all, if someone goes to grab you, Paula, by the wrist, this could be to take you for an abduction or anything as well. What I want you to do, Paula, is actually strike my wrist with your fist. It's called a hammer fist, straight down, and pull away. Perfect. Yelling "yah," because "yah" makes you exhale. Then come in with a palm heel strike to the face.
Yeah.
Perfect. Then you want to take off running as well because I gave you a getaway. All right? The next thing I would like to cover is the same thing, but this is a little bit more complex. It's the same front wrist grab, okay? So first you want to do the same thing, hit the wrist, because what that does, that breaks that hold. So hammer down on the wrist.
Yeah.
Great. Slap me in the face with the next hand. I can feel it coming. It's got me nervous.
Yeah.
Perfect. Eye gouge. All right? Then you want to headbutt to the face. Perfect. You want a knee in the groin. Yelling "yah" the whole time, all right? And then after you do this, you want to take an elbow like this and actually hit the face here.
Yeah.
Okay? So now I've been eye gouged, I've been headbutt in the face, I've been slapped, and I've been elbow in the face. Last but not least, you want to grab the back of the head and here, and you want to twist this and take me to the ground. Perfect. Didn't know I was going to fall today, but that was wonderful. All right? And those are very good for that. So let's cover the first one more time. When I just grab your wrist, now we do.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. All right? The next one,
Yeah.
slap,
Yeah.
eye gouge,
Yeah.
headbutt,
Yeah.
knee to the groin, elbow to the face.
Yeah.
Take me down to the ground.
Yeah.
All right, you are very violent when it comes to the takedown. And these are some of the things that we do teach in our class, and I do thank you so much, Paula. And please rescue me, because Paula is beating me to death over here. Thank you, Paula.
Thank you, Paula. Thank you.
Right.
Now, one of the things that I'm noticing is
Okay.
when she's doing all of that, you're not really fighting back. Now, people are going to be fighting us back, right?
Okay, well, believe it or not, no. Let me tell you why. When people victimize and when attackers victimize, they look for the easier victim. Why? They don't want